So concerning Caleb Love, he's played historically well against Duke, but has had some off shooting days recently. What exactly are you telling him to get his head in the game, for better or for worse, for the Duke game?
Well, Caleb has had a fantastic season. You know, I'm just so proud of Caleb. The difference between him his freshman year and his sophomore year is drastic in terms on both ends of the floor. He's a guy from an offensive standpoint that can consistently create his shot at any point against anybody. I feel like his understanding of when to shoot and when to pass, when to distribute the right plays has gotten better and better every game. Defensively, he's always excited about defending one of the top perimeter players, and so I've been really happy with him defensively. There's more to the game than shooting the basketball. There's more to the game than percentages in particular games, and it's more to the game than what happened last year. I'm very happy that Caleb Love is on North Carolina's basketball team, and I'm very glad that he'll be on the floor wearing a Carolina jersey on Saturday.
Thanks, Caleb.
Adam Smith. Adam, go ahead. Please unmute.
I apologize. Very smooth move. Hubert, I know you've talked about it some this week, but I was wondering if you could take us back 30 years ago. You were a senior on that 92 team when you guys played Duke, and that was a historically great Duke team. Just your memories from that night, and I mean, obviously that the legend of that night has kind of spun a lot of different ways in the 30 years since then.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, like a long time ago, and it was an incredible game because you had tremendous talent out there on the floor. I don't know the exact number of NBA players out there on the floor, but it was loaded with them on both teams. I remember Duke coming into that game undefeated at the time, and at the last time that they had lost was against us in the ACC tournament that previous year. And I remember that was the first time that fans stormed the Smith Center floor. And so it was like all the games, they were highly competitive, fun to play in, and exciting to be a part. But it was 30 years ago. It's interesting. Everyone, take me back. Like, that's a long time ago. Like, that's a long time ago. There's a lot that's happened since 1992.
Andrew Jones.
Sort of staying on that, Coach. Your freshmen or your sophomores, rather, they didn't get the usual Carolina Duke experience last year, and you've talked a lot about them having a Carolina experience, the full experience. And of course, Brady's 1 year, he hasn't been in one of these games either. How excited are you for them personally? They're going to get a chance to run out of that tunnel the final time before the tip off. The building's going to be full. It's going to be a buzz. And even the added layer with it being Coach K's last game, they're going to get a chance to have this unique experience. How much does that excite you?
Well, it is. It does excite me that they're going to get the full Carolina experience, but I feel like this year they have even already. The experience of playing on the road at College of Charleston, that was the first true road game that a lot of our guys had played in 2 years. So to have that experience, to be in a packed house, a true road game, and to be able to come out successful was really huge for us. I know the atmosphere will be different, but it was pretty live action against Michigan and NC State, and just mentioning last weekend with the celebration of Coach Williams, the '82 team coming back for a reunion and playing against NC State. And so the thing that I'm happy about is that our guys have had the full college experience, not just on the court, but off the court and in the classroom. And so it'll be an exciting time for them on Saturday, but it'll also be something that we've experienced before in any other games. And so That's my message to them. It's a basketball game against an unbelievable opponent, and it should be an experience that you enjoy, that you cherish, that you're thankful for, and that you're excited to play in.
Thank you.
Josh Graham.
Hey, Coach, scouting Duke, does Leaky give you the best chance defensively against Banchero, or do you think he might be best served against those guards?
I don't know. Paulo is an unbelievable player. With his size and athleticism, his ability to be able to score in many different spots, pretty much anywhere out there on the floor. He can dominate points in the paint by posting up. He can finish with either hand. He can shoot the ball from the outside, and he's an excellent ball handler. And he's a really good passer as well, a willing and a really good passer. And he's very aggressive on the offensive end. He's one of the most skilled bigs that I've ever seen in college basketball, and he's having a terrific season. So whomever is guarding Paulo, it will be a difficult task because he's that good of a player.
Aaron Beard.
Hey, Hubert. I was just curious as we go into February, what do you like about what your team is doing defensively, and what do you want to see improve here for the final few weeks?
Well, I think one of the things that has really helped our defense over the last couple of weeks is us taking care of the basketball. At the beginning of the year we were giving up too many points in the paint. And so that's something that we talked about, something that we practiced and drilled and stressed, that, no layups and dunks, and we need to protect the paint. And I felt like, since coming back from Connecticut, I feel like consistently we've done a better job of doing that. But over the last couple weeks, I think the thing that has really helped us defensively is we've been taking care of the basketball. Those games against Miami and Wake Forest, we turned the ball over a lot. And when we turned the ball over, it seemed like, they did. They pretty much converted on every turnover that we had. And so that hurts your defense. And so one of the things that we've talked about to help us defensively is, one, how efficient we are on the offensive end. If we can make shots, they have to come back against our set defense. If we take good shots, even if we miss, we have defensive balance. And then the importance of just taking care of the basketball, making the easy play. We don't need home runs. We just need singles. And I just really believe us doing a better job of taking care of the basketball has allowed us to be better defensively.
CL.
Hey, Hubert. I'm curious just how unique it is to have a set of teammates, with Leaky and Wendell, and then AJ and RJ playing in this game. And does it speak to just kind of the quality of player and athlete that both Duke and Carolina recruit?
Well, it is. It's interesting. Back when I was in school, there wasn't AAU. And so coming in, I came in the same year as Christian Laettner, and, we obviously didn't have a relationship because we didn't have AAU and we didn't have an opportunity to spend time together. And so that's the different part now is the kids now, they have relationships, they have friendships with so many different people from different parts of the country, different places. And so, whether you come to UNC, Duke, or whomever, those relationships continue to exist while they're playing college. And I think that's really neat. One of the things that I've said before that people are very surprised at is the person that I got along with the best in my 12 years in the NBA was Christian Laettner. We played together for the Dallas Mavericks. We were teammates also with the Washington Wizards. We just enjoyed hanging out together and playing ping pong, and that's something that, we would have never thought while we were in college together. And so I think the guys today, they have those experiences younger in high school, and it carries with them in college, and I think that's really special.
Brandon Marks.
Hey, Hubert, just sort of generally wondering what your relationship is like with Coach K. And I don't know how many interactions you would have had with him when you were at ESPN, but how has it sort of changed, from the time that you were working in TV and maybe could go behind the scenes a little more to now since April?
I don't have very much a relationship with Coach K, but I have unbelievable words can't express just thoughts and praise for him. What he has done for not only Duke University, for the basketball program, for college basketball, for basketball in general, for international basketball, and to do it at the level that he's done it with such longevity and success, it's much to be praised. I don't have, a deep relationship with him because I never played for him, but the times that I interacted with him in the 7 years that I was with ESPN, the brief moments that I talked to him before and after games against, when we played against each other have been great and have been special, and he's a terrific coach and terrific person.
Severin Mull.
Hey, Coach. I just want to know, what is it like to be able to finally be in the spotlight on the big stage of the UNC Duke? What does it mean to you to have your first ever game in this rivalry be such a meaningful moment with Coach K's last game in Chapel Hill?
Just not really thinking about that. I know that it's a special moment, but my focus is on doing my job. And my job is to prepare and to coach this team and to prepare this team to play the best that they can on Saturday. That's my job. My job is to coach the University of North Carolina, and so that's where my focus is. I don't spend hardly any time at all thinking about things that take me away from what's the most important thing. And the most important thing is for me to coach and to prepare these guys every day to become the best that they can individually and to help this team become the best team it can become.
Adam Smith.
Hubert, I don't mean to say that Banchero is comparable to Jake LaRavia or Sam Wardenberg or some of these other face-up bigs that have given you guys some trouble, but is there any value in going back and studying some of those stretch fours, Nate Lashevsky, those guys that have caused you some problems? Is there anything that you can connect from those games to this games in dealing with Banchero?
Not necessarily. Those players that you mentioned, LaRavia and Lashevsky, both of them are fantastic players, as well as Paulo. As I said before, I can't say enough about Paulo and just not only the type of player, but the type of kid he is. He comes from an unbelievable family, and he's having a terrific season. And I think all of them are three different players. I think it's important for us that we just focus on what we can do against Duke. It's not, Duke is successful, and Paulo's a huge part, but they have a really good team, and they have an unbelievable coach. And so it's important for us to focus on the Duke team and us preparing to see how well we can play on Saturday.
Time for three last questions. Andrew Jones, then Aaron Beard, then Kip Cones. Andrew, go.
Hey, Coach, with Anthony unavailable the rest of the way and Dawson out right now, the starters have been logging a lot of minutes lately. Have you tweaked anything about how you handle them to preserve their legs, or is this an issue where they're 20, 21, 22 years old? It's not really an issue to you?
No, it is an issue to me. We've had to adjust and tweak and pivot and alter practices to adjust to the high minutes that the starters are logging. And it's also a motivation and encouragement to the guys that coming off the bench of how important they are to play well and to give incredible minutes when they get into the game. I'll give you an example. Puff Johnson, I think he played a little bit over 10 minutes against Louisville, and the one of the biggest plays in the game to me was his ability to take a charge. It was an N1 situation with Withers, and he stepped up and sacrificed his body and was able to take the charge. And so making plays like that is just huge for us. But we have had to tweak and alter and pivot practices and usage just to make sure that everyone stays healthy and everybody stays fresh.
Aaron and then Kip.
Hubert, just to follow up on that, is there any update on Dawson, and do you anticipate him possibly being available Saturday?
At this point, there is no update on Dawson. I'm very happy that he is spending this time with family. I feel like that's the best place for him to be right now. And this team and this program 100% loves and supports Dawson and his family. And they are always on our thoughts and our minds and our prayers throughout the day. And we miss Dawson. He will not be available for Saturday's game.
Final one for Hubert. Kip, go ahead.
Thanks, Steve. Hubert, looking at Duke, Trevor Keels apparently is back in the lineup for them now, which means they'll probably go a lot of small lineup when Williams isn't in the game. Which is, in your mind, more dangerous, when he isn't there and they seem to be more explosive offensively, or when he is and he's backlining the defense?
I think they're just dangerous. They're not dangerous, and now they are dangerous. They're dangerous. They're a good basketball team. So whomever, whether it's a big lineup, small lineup, medium lineup, like, they're dangerous. And so each one of them that come on the floor, they're very good basketball players, and they're a good basketball team. That's one of the things that make them such a good basketball team is that who's ever on the floor in whichever lineups they have, they can be very effective. They can be dangerous on both ends of the floor. And so I'm not looking at one particular lineup that's favorable to us. We just have to prepare, we just have to practice, and we just have to play. And if we prepare and we practice and we'll play, North Carolina will be fine.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.